go ahead and get started. First thing on the agenda is discuss and possible action regarding nomination of a Budget Personnel Committee chairperson.
I'd like to nominate Choya.
Thank you.
I make a motion that Choya be our chair of our budget committee.
Any further nominations?
All of it?
Okay, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Abstain?
How do we do that with only two people?
No, you need to vote yes.
I can vote yes on my own self? Okay,
You can.
yes, okay.
Good answer. Okay.
Great call there, okay. Thanks for that.
Thanks for stepping up. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, discuss possibly approve the minutes of August 9th, 2022, regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Discussion. Look pretty straightforward to me. Okay, call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Seaver.
Yes.
Okay. Petitions from the audience, I know of none. Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank.
You have the sales tax totals and the use tax totals in your packet, I believe. After 3 months reporting, July, August, and September, we have a total of sales tax of accumulated of $2,586,303.45. When you annualize that, which I like to do, I like to annualize these numbers, you get $10,345,213. Then when you take the use tax totals of the $257,069.08 for the 3 months, and you annualize that, you get $1,028,000, $276. That gives a total of $11,373,490.10. That's what we can project. That's what we can project that our sales tax numbers would be. How does that compare to last year? Right now, it's about flat. Right now, it's about flat. So that's, no, I don't. Oh, something hot off the press.
We like
Oh,
press stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But it's got some balances.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Do y'all have any questions about the sales tax and use tax report?
No, it looks, like I say, like it's about like last year.
We're up this month, 892,000 over last month, which was 864,000. That's in sales tax. In the use tax, we're up to 87,000 this year compared to 58,000 last year, or I'm sorry, last month. So the use tax numbers month by month really varies. We may have, we've had as much as $160,000 in use tax reported in 1 month. Just depends on the activity, but we're thankful that we're able to have that component. So that's the tax totals. About drives me crazy that our budget reports right now, and that's the reason why you don't have one, is because all of the numbers have not been reconciled and put into the new reports yet. And that's in the hands of our accountant, and it just has not come our way yet. Does that mean that we don't know where we are? Not necessarily. What that does mean is that I don't have a report really to give to you. We've got the monies coming in, we've got the monies that we are spending out of this year's budget, but the reports are not complete. And so that's where we are on that. The general fund budget review, as far as I know, we're in good shape. Not having that report, not having those reports, I'm not able to give you any details.
When do you expect, when do you expect the report?
I'm sorry?
When do you expect the report?
Soon.
Good
Soon. Tomorrow would be good, would be soon enough for me, but it is in the hands of our accountant, and we are waiting for the numbers. So
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions for me?
No.
Okay.
It looks like our tobacco tax fell again.
Yep, tobacco tax did fall again. I did not include a tobacco tax into my totals. But if you're interested in public health,
That's a good thing.
we need to see those tobacco tax numbers falling.
This question, I've been asked this before, I do not know, so I'd like to know. All of the different medical marijuana shops we have around, what tax do they fall under?
Sales tax?
Just straight sales tax?
Yes.
They have nothing to do with like tobacco or
No,
anything like that? Okay.
no, straight sales tax.
Straight sales tax, okay.
And in any given month, those businesses will account for anywhere from 6 to sometimes upwards to 9%
Mhm.
of the sales tax that's reported.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much.
I'm going to stand right here because I need to present
Okay.
on item number 6.
Okay, item number 6, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding increasing Pelivan funding from $25,000 to $32,000 per request of the Grand Gateway Economic Development Association. This action is proposed to overspend line item number 02-201-5337. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second, discussion.
So, we have a letter that's dated June 13th. However, we did not receive that in the office. So when we were building the budget, what I did not do is I did not contact Grand Gateway and ask them if it was going to be the same amount. Waited for them to tell us. And for the last several years, it has been $25,000. So we actually approved that. We cut a check and we sent it to them. Well, they sent the check back along with the letter that was dated June the 13th.
Technically, they didn't get the check yet. They said, thanks, but
Oh,
Yeah,
technically, they did not get it.
right.
We still have it.
Okay, we still have it. Very good. Well, I'm glad we did not send it to them, but we did get the letter, and you have that in your packet. And they are making the case with that information and requesting a purchase and service agreement that would be at the level of $32,000. And that's not really a negotiable thing with them. So when you consider, the long and the short of the letter and the case that they have made, when you consider their fuel costs, when you consider their employment costs in providing that service, jumping from 25,000, which they have landed, that's where they have been for the last several years, and then doing the reevaluation and asking for $32,000, in my opinion, is not out of the ballpark, and it's not unreasonable.
I wonder how many more people are using the Pelivan now due to the cost of fuel and things like that, instead of maybe driving their own vehicles. I bet it's gone up.
They've got the demand response there on the front of that letter, and you've got fiscal year '21, the passenger trips, the elderly trips, the disabled trips. Okay, and so you've got all of those, especially the elderly trips, showing at 5,190 compared to 3,097
Right.
last year. And so the service is certainly being utilized, and it's being used by our citizens. I believe that it's money well spent. As far as the budget is concerned, I would rather us not amend the budget, but I would rather us overspend that line item so that we keep that expenditure in that lane, knowing that it's going to overspend, and we can adjust with expenditures in the other line items in that section.
Yeah.
Yes, in that's the general fund, but we'll adjust our expenditures out of that 201 general government section. So that's what that is, and I would encourage our Budget Personnel Committee to consider that and send that on to council.
So how would you, it says possibly the consolidation with card, how would that affect?
I'm not sure.
Would that-
I'm not sure, and Ms. McGeady, who normally comes and makes the presentation, was not able to come tonight. She was scheduled, and so I'm not sure I can answer that question.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't ask for this if this wasn't something they
Right.
needed.
And we've had a very, very good working relationship with Grand Gateway for several years. This is in my opinion, a vital service that is provided in our town. It does not surprise me at all that they ask for an increase.
No, not with the way fuel's going.
Do you have any other questions for me?
No, sir, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes. Number 7, discuss possibly recommend council action to approve hotel motel final expense report for Pryor Public Schools from 2021 to 2022. Call for motion.
Motion.
Second. Okay. We've looked at all over and everything, and unless you guys want to go by receipt. Receipt.
Please don't.
No, there is 345 pages to this agenda packet, so it's mostly receipts that came from the hotel motel stuff. So do you have any discussion?
It all looked good to me.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll call for the vote on that.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Seaver,
Yes.
Okay. Discuss possibly recommend council action to approve hotel motel final expense report for Pryor Main Street from 2021 to 2022. Motion?
Motion.
A second. Discussion. It's about the same way. They've got everything down here. I mean, it's all in order. Everything looks good. They took real good care of their records, and we've got a copy of every time they went to Walmart to buy anything. So anybody needs to look at that, we have that available for you to look at if you'd like to. Okay, further discussion? All right, call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Seaver,
Yes.
Discuss possibly recommend council action to approve hotel motel final expense report for the Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce from 2021 to 2022. Motion?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? It's basically the same thing. Everything's in order. Everything looks good. We have every ticket that they've needed down here. Everything's going on. A lot of that stuff is, like I say, if you guys want to come one of these days and look at all of the accounts and everything, I'm sure we could show that to you without any problem.
it's all online, it's all
It's
online.
all online also, but everything is here for us to see. So, any more discussion? All right, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes. Okay, discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding hotel motel tax allocation for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. A, as Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce, which would be 40% at $49,699.52. The Pryor Public Schools at 20%, which is $24,849.76. And the Pryor Main Street, which is getting 10% at $12,424.88. Have a motion.
Motion.
Second, discussion. This is pretty much the way it's been. Did you want to address that, Mayor?
I would like to do that, and the reason why is that budget personnel should have some idea about what monies are in the hotel motel tax revenue allocation fund. And to date, assuming these numbers are correct, this is a brand-new report that Eva just gave to me a while ago. There's $130,392.43, $130,392.43. So, that fund is funded to be able to take care of these requests and these allocations
Yes.
to these entities.
Okay. And then they'll receive more tax dollars and things like that through the year anyway, to add to that, so.
They're accumulating every day.
Yep. Okay. Any further discussion, any problem with the percentages? Okay, call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Seaver.
Yes.
Okay, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding hotel motel tax allocation, grant application for Lake Area Softball Association in the amount of $5,000. Motion,
Motion.
second, and discussion. I had some pictures here, things they wanted to do to the softball field, which really need to be done. We haven't put a ton of money in the softball fields, and so they probably really could use some upgrades. Any discussion from your end? I'm sure you've had,
Is there anybody from softball here? I can speak to this a little bit.
sure, Mayor.
If you'd like. The Softball Association has done a real good job in assessing their needs. They've also done a real good job of being proactive about asking for funds that are needed. So the way this works is they request from Hotel Motel the funding, but they spend the money and they turn in the receipts before they get the funding back. So the recommendation from Hotel Motel is that we go with their recommendation to refund that $5,000 once they have spent the $5,000.
Right.
And those pictures that they're showing of the awnings and those things are things that are definitely improvements
There would be, yeah.
to the softball field.
And I think they also have, like co-ed softball tournaments, night tournaments, things like that out there from time to time.
They sure did, and they had a very productive season this
Mhm.
past season.
Yeah, so it's not just a Little League girls softball, it's a number of different organizations that use it.
Primarily the Softball Association that is here in Mason County.
Mm-hmm. Sorry this is taking so long to roll through 345 pages, but
So do they have a fall league and a spring league? Are the fields used year-round?
They still, they
Well, not
have a
year-round,
fall-
but-
They have a fall league. I'm sorry, they have a spring league, whether or not they're going to have both, I'm not sure.
I certainly think it's a good investment. Our junior high now has a team,
mhm.
Transitioning to the high school, and if we can get a good start when they're this age, give the girls something to do.
It's money well spent.
It is very well spent.
And making the request from Hotel Motel is also in that way, because that's economic development. That's monies people come from out of town, they come in and they spend money at our restaurants and our hotels.
Sure do.
What's that?
Yeah, we're looking at.
There we
all
are.
the-
Oh, we got there. There we
Yeah,
go.
we're looking at all the shades and things like that. Now,
Oh,
there's,
that's nice.
that's how it would look. At least you have the dugout shaded,
Yeah.
which is really gonna be good. And there'll probably be some work, I imagine, on the concessions end of the world too.
Concessions and fence.
Mhm. Yeah, and that really needs some work there. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes. Discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding approval of contractor for tennis court parking lot from bids received. Bids were unavailable prior to posting. I think we just got them. So, we have the bids here.
Was Frank?
Huh?
I think Frank's here.
Okay.
Long and the short of it is that we're recommending that the bids be, that this board recommend to the council that the bids be rejected and that we put it back out for bid with some modified issues. We did have 4 bidders today. They bid all of the base items and the alternate items for the tennis courts. Unfortunately, the dollar value for even the base bid, the low base bid, was well above the budgeted monies. So we're recommending that we make some changes to the project and rebid it.
Okay. So should we table this tonight or vote it down and go again, or?
No, the proper motion would be to reject all bids and rebid.
Okay, so then we need to change our motion to reject all bids and rebid. And I'll second that motion. I guess call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Seaver.
Yes.
Okay. Discuss possibly recommend council action regarding approval of bid for Whitaker Park lights from bids received. Bids are item 13, and I really haven't had a chance to go through all of this one, so, Frank, have you got the info on this one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And they have copies.
Okay, so my recommendation is going to be CBI.
Okay,
Them and the Broken Arrow Lighting, they done the exact same light, but Broken Arrow, they were trying to say that they think we could do half as many lights, but we're just not convinced, like if you did, it's going to put out quite enough light.
okay,
These same lights, they're not quite as high wattage as the same ones I bought last year over the basketball and volleyball courts. They worked real good, and they actually have switches on them that you can do different wattages.
okay,
So the 300 watt would be close to like the 1,000 watt metal halide that we had there.
mhm,
But if that's even too bright, we can actually do like 240, 200, or even down to 150.
and you say ECI is who you were looking at?
CBI.
Oh, CBI, okay, yeah,
They
so-
have a 7-year warranty on them.
okay, okay. So we're looking at probably $11,961.60 for the total.
Yeah, I budgeted 12, so it come in just.
You came in just
The
right.
quote.
Yeah, that was some pretty good calculations there. Okay, and so now this is for around the
This
Whitaker Park
tennis
itself?
courts. The
Okay,
tennis court.
and just the tennis courts? Okay,
Yep.
all right,
Replace all 32 lights to LED.
yeah.
And then that would be it for Whitaker Park. Everything's been
Who gets to install
mud.
them? Okay, so we got that covered too there. Okay, that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
So basically, we're just looking for materials, and then Bub's gonna put them up for you.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Mr. Chairman, it would be appropriate to list the amount of the bid from CBI and the amount of the bids from the others as well.
Okay, I have the one from CBI, I'm not
They
seeing.
should all be there. They should be all stapled together.
Okay, okay,
Well, maybe just to be clear that it's not necessarily Whitaker Park, it's the tennis courts at Whitaker Park. Lights, right?
Correct.
okay, and this one is from Lighting
It's the
Inc.
Broken
from Broken
Arrow.
Arrow. Okay, and it was $6,806.87, but this was with a limited amount of lighting,
Yeah,
right?
they just done half as many.
Okay, so as, for best interest of the lighting, we probably want to go with more lighting. And Lock Supply, is that the other one?
Yes.
And that was like 22,288.
Yeah.
They were a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little bit higher. Okay, so for the best interest and the best bang for a buck, or whatever you want to call it, to go with the correct amount of lighting, then CBI would be the lower bid on that. And like you say, you have adjustable lighting there so that you can raise it up or turn it down depending on what you need it for.
And they gave me numbers today, and I even forgot, it was 1,000 watt before, so we're going from 32,000 watts to I forgot, it was like 500 or something.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was way less, the amperage.
You could probably also use that in case you wanted to maybe put a timer on it or something
Well,
like
there's
that.
timers, there's 2-hour timers at the poles.
So you could actually have it running on low to keep
Oh.
it lit up, and then if somebody wanted to play, they could bring it up to a higher wattage to play, and then it'll go back down and save a little bit. With LED though, you're not using much juice. That's an efficient light. It sure is. Okay, any further questions? Another thing that we heard about that, I had never heard this before, but we've been used to using those lights at the football field, that if you ever turned them off, then it took like 30 minutes or
Have to
more to
cool
get them back
down.
on. Yeah, and these are just off and on like the lights in your house, so that's a pretty cool deal. Okay, any further discussion?
So again, the total of that bid from CBI, $11,961.60.
Right, uh-huh. That was the first one we saw. We gave that one, and then we gave the 22,000 and something from Lock Supply, and then the other one from Broken Arrow was like 6806.87. So CBI was in the middle, but they're actually providing more lights like you're gonna need, and so.
Yeah, if you done half, they'd still be the cheaper bid, $100 or so.
Yeah, and it's half of what the other bid was. Okay, sounds good. Any further discussion? Call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes. Discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding expenditure in the amount of $22,425.25 to P and K Equipment for the purchase of a John Deere Z99 7R diesel mower for the Pryor Creek Cemetery at state contract price from cemetery account outlay number 4444554413. Call for a motion.
Motion.
Second, discussion.
This would just be replacing a tractor mower that we had out there that was going on 7 or 8 years old. The reason it's high is I'm not actually trading it in. We actually have no backup mowers at the park department. And last year, one of the mowers was down for about 8 months. So what I'm gonna do is take that mower, move it to the park kind of for a backup,
Okay,
the one that's out there, and then replace it with them. And that'll get them 3 new mowers, and they'd be good for a while.
and you had trouble getting mowers last year anyway. They
Yeah,
were-
yeah.
You couldn't find them.
It took a year to get our gators that we
Mhm.
bought, yeah. Yeah.
So if you got a deal on one and they can get one, it's probably a good idea to get it going. Okay, I don't remember, this is in your budget, though, it was already in your budget, yeah. Okay, so any further discussion? Okay, call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes,
Seaver.
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. Okay, discuss possible action recommending council action regarding an expenditure in the amount of $9,238 to Matlock Security Service for a security door system to match the new station security lock system from bids received. And I do not have those bids at this time.
Here's 2 more, and that's been kind of a tough chore to get.
Okay.
Matlock's got our new station, or what will be our new station when we get it handed over to us.
Okay.
These doors that at the new station will have stuff set up for the fobs or for our phones to allow us access through the doors. What I'm wanting to do is make the current station we're at also
Match
on
it.
the same security side. And that's where we kind of ran into the trying to get people to talk and make sure everything kind of really lines up is what it comes down to. A lot of people carry that kind of equipment and stuff like that, but anytime you mix and match, you've always got the people
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
well, it's his gear, it's,
Yeah,
kind of that. So we went around, I've called one company, it's called Patriot Security. They're supposed to be getting me something else on that too.
when does this have to be put in?
I've got that in this capital outlay for this year, just go ahead and start switching over the system. I would like to do it during the same time frame we're working with that new one while we got the people over here working.
Okay.
Especially if it goes to the same company, because if something's not jiving at the new station, it's not jiving at the old station.
Right.
We're all here and we got the same
Get it fixed.
complaints and moans to maybe get that process through. And
So you say that Matlock was wanting 9,238, and this other company you got here, Monitoring Oklahoma, was at 15,574.
Yeah, and I think Matlock was, since they have that other job, some of their resources and stuff like that will be over here. Some of the cost on the door, on the subscription, there's some differences there. And
Okay.
I never could get a straight answer on that as to, I really don't want to be paying 2 different monitoring companies for 2 different sites. I
No.
want to try to keep that all going to one, so if we have a problem, we've got one person to call and maybe try to
Well,
work.
the other one was more expensive anyway.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm working on Patriot. That gentleman called me back this afternoon, and he's familiar with all this stuff, and actually, he said, yeah, we've worked around or been around some of that Matlock's installed and stuff like that, but they're also salesmen, so
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
they do good. But I'm working on some more things, just to make sure y'all have everything in front of you, but I did lay that in capital outlay this year to update that station, and I kind of want to coordinate that.
But you need to get it fairly quickly.
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, if we're looking, they're talking November or so to move in that new station.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be working on this fairly quickly. Well,
Well-
if you've put out for bids and you haven't got the bids other than these two, then
Well,
we'll
there's
just
a
have to.
third one, there's the ones.
There's one behind that. There's Monitoring of Oklahoma and Kingdom Alarms of Tulsa.
Oh, okay, and it's
And,
14,744, Kingdom Alarms of Tulsa. And so now we have three bids, which is what you needed to,
Meets the-
And they kind of talk more on the, I wouldn't say residential side. I mean, all their stuff jives and stuff, but I think that's the big thing. The Patriot does a lot more commercial or government buildings and stuff, so they might be able to get another one. But even if they were closer, a little cheaper, I think it'd be in our best interest to try to coordinate them.
together.
'Cause the way I understand it, there'll be a master system that you can key those. So if I want a guy, say he's at the news station, and tomorrow I want to send him to the news station, all his stuff jives with,
Yeah, that makes
with,
sense.
with
Yeah.
both sites.
that'd be good.
I'll get,
Keeps you
I'll
from
get-
carrying a lot of extra stuff around
Yes, sir.
and losing a lot of extra stuff.
Well, I feel like since it's the low bid and it's in your capital outlay,
And there's three bids.
we've met the criteria.
I think we're at any further discussion?
You guys are nice for including me in this conversation. I apologize for being late.
It's okay. What we were talking about is the alarm system and everything on the two stations. So they have Matlock security now, and that's what's going to go in the new one, and they wanted to keep it the same in the old one, and they actually have a cheaper bid. So that's kind of where we're at. Okay, I guess we'll call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes,
Barham,
Can I abstain since I missed 90% of that conversation?
Shropshire.
Yes. Okay, discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding beginning the hiring process of 3 new firefighters and 1 replacement firefighter. Starting dates to be effective when the new building is in operation and upon the retirement of Captain Gibbs. I need a motion.
motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Discussion.
And I didn't print this off for everybody, but when we page out, or what we call a page out call, these are what we call the pay sheets. This is how James pays volunteers to make sure that the overtime jives. So the last couple weeks, I just had James pull the pay sheets or the paper sheets, just to give me a quick idea. When we paged, like during this one was during Rocklahoma, these two guys were at Rocklahoma, this was the only guy that came in for it. And like, you look at this, Kenny Young and Rob Harrison, they're two of the top guys that could retire at any time. They've met their 20 years. And every time you page out, I mean, if you get 4, and like even this 4, 2 of them were already assigned to Rocklahoma, so they weren't really truly coming in. And it just kind of keeps going, and,
Yeah.
and we're getting there. The volunteer stuff, we used to be able, I mean, and our volunteers are great guys, and the ladies and everybody that's a volunteer fireman, they work another job on top of taking care of families, on top of being firefighters. Great people, got nothing to say anyway bad or anything like that, but back when Randy Gibbs was a volunteer and Kenny Young and all those guys had their own shops, so pagers went off, well, they'd just quit the plumbing call, or they'd quit, putting the AC unit and say, sir, ma'am, I'll be back, I'm gonna go take care of this call. And so our volunteers, now you got companies that they can't allow their people to take off like that, and
Right.
life's busy. It's kind of a different generation, and times are changing. You gotta take care of your home and all that, and the guys do a good job, but the volunteers not where it's used to be. With us moving into the new station, I want to try to man both stations, so if we get 3 more additional, we could have 3 and 3, which really, you think that's 6 firemen, but with time off and everything, that's pretty much having on the every day will have pretty much 4 guys on. I mean, there'll be days where you might be heavy with 5, maybe be lucky to have 6, but by the time everybody takes their time and everything off, you're looking at 4 guys on duty. every day. And if your volunteers, for return to calls are 3 to 2 guys, it's
And you
that's
really
not a
won't-
lot of manpower.
You really don't want to have less than 2 people at any one station at a time.
No, and technically, an engine, if you look at ISO and NFPA, an engine's supposed to have 5 guys on it. A guy to pump the truck, a guy to be in charge, and 3 guys
5 to
to be a
5.
fight fire. And then if 2 trucks show up, that's still, you've got your 2 in, your 2 out.
Mhm.
You've got your guys being able to pump the trucks and run the scene. That's big city numbers.
So you've already projected what a schedule would look like, having 2
Yes,
stations?
yeah, we've looked at this, and for the way we're growing, and it's kind of hard, population's not what gets the fire service, it's what we call our fire loads, what gets us, so adding in the industrial park, adding around town, you look at what the school's done, which is great, I love it, my kids go to Pryor, my wife gets to work there, so it's a great deal, I'm excited, but as those roofs get bigger, our fire load expands, so when ISO comes in, or anybody comes in to evaluate you, we've got bigger buildings and stuff like that, and then they go and look at your manpower and say, can your manpower support what you've got? And that's where we hit those shortfalls, and then when we go through all of our stuff, and they say, well, when you paged out, what are your numbers? They want to know, so like here, when they're looking at, hey, you paged out for, this was an MVA with injuries, we had 5 guys, and that's on here, myself and James, but for the crew that actually is there to be in the trucks and stuff, 5 guys, that's 3 guys in the engine, maybe 2 in the rescue, and we lean heavy on some of the volunteer departments around us, they help us out, we help them out, but
Yeah.
it's getting tougher, and all those departments are seeing some of the same struggles, so we're just trying to prepare it, we don't want to be a shortfall, and like I said, now with getting the 2 stations, I'd like to see them both staffed. We could do that with 3 and 3. The other one, Randy, Captain Gibbs, I don't know did we include that, Darla, in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Captain Gibbs is getting ready to retire. I'll cover this, but we'll miss him anyway. But no, he's great.
Yeah.
He'll be a hard one to replace. But if we can get these 3 as the time we go through going out for applications, going through the written, the physical, captain's interviews, chief's interviews and stuff, it'll be in that time frame. So if we go through that whole process, I'd just hate to get 3 and then start it over.
Right.
It'd be better for us just to know, and that would be on that person, whoever fell or in the rank structure of, hey, you're an alternate that'll come up when Captain Gibbs retires, because even with this, he could be like, no, I'm gonna stay another 5 years. He won't, but
Yeah.
till we know he's off the books, that 4th one wouldn't be activated until then.
But it's in your, it was in your budget.
We
for
built
last
it
year.
in the budget this year. We built 3 new ones in. Randy's or Captain Gibbs's would be.
That's just part of your regular
Contingency.
force, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, any further discussions? And it was in the budget, it was budgeted last
Yeah.
year. Okay. All right, call for a vote.
Barham,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Seaver.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Discuss possibly recommend council action approving of job descriptions for the Thomas J. Harrison Pryor Public Library, which were approved by Library Board on August the 25th, 2022. Call for motion?
Motion?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Okay. If you want to, Carrie.
Please.
When Lily Tucker was our administrative librarian, and she took a job with the Salina school system. So we took that opportunity to kind of look at workloads and what each of the full-time positions was responsible for and how that worked. So I feel like, and my staff and my board feel like this is a better balance of all the duties that are required to run the library. Some of the job descriptions really didn't change, but I want them all to have the same date. So I am giving them all to you.
And you also have a museum now.
Right, yep, we do. And we're a bunch of librarians. So I have not built that into a job description. Really, it's gonna fall to me, and then we'll figure out how to do that and
Sure.
how to.
You guys will do a great job at it.
Well,
sure.
the goal for the museum part is to form partnerships and get people who actually are experts at art and displaying and doing exhibits and that kind of thing to work with, because I have a degree in library science. I don't have
Sure.
an art degree, so,
Yeah. It sounds good.
yeah.
Okay, we've had this presented in our packet for the last council meeting, so everybody's had the chance to read it. Now, I'm not going to say we understand all of it, but we had a chance to read
I mean, if
it.
you have any questions, I'm happy to tell you what it means.
There's a lot of information there.
Sure, sure.
And your, library,
Board members.
what would you call it? It was the rules and regulations or
Oh, the
whatever.
policy manual?
Policy manual, yeah. That was a thick one. You had a lot of information in that, dude, for sure.
Libraries like to document.
They do, and it was a
And have
good
everything
job.
written out and ready to go.
Uh-huh,
So-
and it was there.
Yep.
It was there. Okay, further discussion, ladies? Okay,
Spell it
call
out.
for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes,
Seaver,
Yes,
Barham.
Yes, thanks.
thank you.
thank you.
Okay, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding promotion of Kenny Bennett from Pryor Creek Police Patrolman Range J, Step 4, to Corporal Range K, Step 4, annual wage of $54,630. Have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, discussion.
For 18 through 21, which is all ours and promotions, we've had these spots available for a while now, needing to be filled.
Okay,
So these are budgeted positions, and we're just moving forward with the promotions.
okay. And like I say, the spot's already there. You haven't changed the number of personnel you have in different sections. It's just time for promotions.
Yes, sir. We were just trying to wait until the new fiscal year.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes,
Barham,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes. Number 19, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding promotion of Jamel Gunter from Pryor Creek Police Patrolman, Range J, Step 3, to Corporal, Range K, Step 3, at an annual wage of $49,209. Call for motion.
Motion.
second.
Okay, discussion, same thing, it was all in the budget, everything was ready to go. Okay, call for a vote.
Barham,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Seaver.
Yes,
Number 20, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding promotion of John Gann from Pryor Police Creek Patrolman, Range J, Step 3, to Corporal, Range K, Step 3, at annual wage of $49,209. Call for motion.
motion.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Okay, same thing, everything was good to go. Call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Seaver,
Yes,
Barham.
Yes.
Okay. Discussion, possibly recommend council action regarding promotion of Billy Frazier from Pryor Creek Police Corporal, Range K, Step 3, to Sergeant, Range L, Step 3, at an annual wage of $50,386. Call for motion.
Motion.
Discussion.
second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in a hurry, wasn't I?
You're
seeing the
seeing
end
the end of the line.
All right. Any discussion? Same thing? Okay, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes,
Barham.
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes, okay, I have no unforeseen business, so a motion to adjourn.
motion.
Where's your catcher
Second.
when you need him, right?
Exactly. Where is
Okay.
he?
Call for a vote?
Barham,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes.
Seaver.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned.